Well, happy Wednesday and welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we do our best to have a little fun with history. We are very happy to be here on this Wednesday evening with our Halloween themed special. You can catch us live normally each Wednesday and sometimes even on Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. We do have a very special show for you tonight with 3 shows in one. Watch and listen to the clues and make your guesses as we uncover the 20 most famous horror movie villains of all time. I don't know if you guys are into horror movies. I'm a movie guy for sure, but I've never been too into the horror movies. So I know most of these, but not all of them. Let's say 60%. So hopefully you guys are better than I am. Then we'll test your Halloween knowledge on the 20 most popular costumes category. And if you stick around, we have a bonus round available later on as well. Now, please do check in the chat. Say hello. Hey, I see a bunch of people here. Hey, Jan. Hey, Arena. Hey, Brenda. What's up? How you guys doing tonight? Okay, well, let's fire up those robots. Let's get the first round going. Again, we're going to be doing, well, we'll talk about it. Here we go. Now, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess, and I do give some clues along the way. We start off kind of easy, and it gets harder. Now, in some cases, that's kind of the opposite now, because we're doing these in countdown fashion. So the 20th most famous horror movie villain. Known for her obsession with a particular author and his work. Lives in an isolated snowy cabin in Colorado. She has an innocent, cheerful exterior, but a very dark side. Yes, she does. I do know this movie. Do you? Anybody know this one already? She often uses phrases like dirty birdie instead of swearing. I think the robots are doing pretty good on this painting. That may throw you off. Go by the clues maybe a little more. Colorado, obsession with an author, dirty birdie. She's famous for a horrifying scene involving a sledgehammer. Yes, she is famous for using a sledgehammer. Anybody remember the actor who was the victim in this movie? It was James Caan. Anyway, this is Annie Wilkes from the movie Misery. Remember Annie Wilkes with the sledgehammer and poor James Caan? All right, you know how it's played. That was number 20. We're on to number 19. Now, this one's a little weirder because they don't actually show the final monster in this movie ever. But they do show, like, transformation. That's what we're going for here. This is a mysterious organism that can imitate any living being. First encountered in a remote research station in Antarctica. Its true form is never fully revealed, adding to the terror. Anybody remember this? This, based on the clues probably mostly, can only be identified through a blood test. Now, Kurt Russell is in the most recent version. This has been several versions of this movie. The villain in a classic sci-fi horror movie directed by John Carpenter. Yeah, that's the Kurt Russell version. Anybody remember the name of this movie? This is a picture when he's transforming. The human is transforming because he's been possessed or whatever by The Thing. It's The Thing. The Thing introduced audiences to the horror of distrust and isolation, adding a new level of paranoia to horror films. Wasn't it like in Antarctica or something, I think? Anyway, you'll know this one. A writer struggling with alcoholism and anger issues. Takes a job as a caretaker of an isolated mountain hotel during the winter. Begins to experience supernatural occurrences at the hotel. This one is a classic. Known for his descent into madness and the iconic line, "Here's Johnny." Based on a character from Stephen King's novel with a famous axe-wielding scene. There you go, Brenda's got it. That's the movie, but do you remember the character's name? Now this is a little harder, right? Anybody remember the character's name in The Shining? How about it's just his first name? Anybody remember? It's the same as the actor's first name. How's that? That's a good clue. This is Mr. Jack Torrance. Jack Torrance's unraveling psyche is a powerful portrayal of how isolation and hidden horrors can bring out inner demons. Yes, indeed. Speaking of demons, a young girl who begins exhibiting strange and frightening behavior starts speaking in strange languages and showing unusual strength. Yes, she does. I have seen this one. Displays an unnatural aversion to religious items. He does not like those crosses. Known for an infamous head-turning scene. Yes, that is a head-turning scene. Yeah, that was the actress. Do you remember the character's name by any chance? These are pretty hard to remember the character names, huh? Anybody remember the character's name in this? The victim of a demonic possession that led to a harrowing exorcism. And yeah, this was The Exorcist. Does anybody remember the character's name? You can remember either the girl's name or the demon's name. Do you remember either one? The girl's name was Reagan. Reagan McNeil, actually. And the demon was named Pazuzu. Anyway, learn something every day on Quick Bite History. All right, here's a nut. Okay, now we're getting into the ones that I have never seen, so good luck with these. A sinister entity posing as a nun despite not being human. You remember the name of the character? I kind of gave it away. First appeared in a spin-off based on the Conjuring series, known for her unsettling stare and ghostly presence. Associated with eerie church settings and dark rituals. Terrifies with an iconic encounter in the film The... So do you know the character? Hey there, Mary Jo. What's up? What's going on in the game? Welcome to play while watching the game, but you're not welcome to leave the game watching the game. The other game. This is The Nun. The Nun. The other name was Valak. Valak the Nun. And it's the Conjuring series. It's the name of the movie. And yeah, I never saw it. Never saw it. Don't know it. I did see this one. It was kind of spooky. A vengeful spirit associated with a cursed videotape. Remember? Victims die 7 days after watching her tape. Not good. Don't watch the tape. Known for her long dark hair covering her face. Yeah, some classic, iconic imagery there, right? She crawls out of a well. Do you remember that? And even out of the television. She crawls out of the television. That is spooky. To reach her victims. So you're watching the videotape and she crawls right out of it. Her presence is marked by static and eerie visuals. Yes, indeed. Anybody remember the name of this movie, perhaps? I think the name's probably a little hard, but the movie? Anybody remember the movie? No? This is Miss Samara Morgan. What's her name in the movie? And it's called The Ring. That rings a bell? The Ring. Samara's curse has become a modern legend. Yeah, some people think it's true, right? Blending technology with folklore for a haunting effect. Yes, indeed. And again, we're in this kind of group of them right now where I never saw the movies, but apparently they're very popular. These are very popular horror film characters. Known to appear when his name is spoken 5 times in a mirror. Ooh. Has a hook for a hand and bees associated with his presence. Once a talented artist before he was unjustly murdered. He haunts a particular Chicago neighborhood. Anybody remember this one? I don't. Apparently it was very scary. And there's a whole series. Based on an urban legend that combines revenge with romance. This is the Candyman. The Candyman series. Anybody remember that? Hold that Freddy thought. I bet Freddy shows up somewhere. Remember, we're counting down. This is number 14. This is the Candyman. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. There he is, the Candyman. Now this one, I've seen like pictures of him, but I had no idea. The dark figure that originates from a disturbing children's book terrifies a single mother and her troubled son. Known for his haunting rhyme, if it's in a word or in a look, you can get rid of the blank. Represents repressed grief and personal struggle. Stalks and manipulates its victims' minds rather than their bodies. I never saw it. I don't know. This is the Babadook. The Babadook. You ever hear that? Anybody? Anybody heard of the Babadook? The Babadook redefined horror as a metaphor for emotional trauma, creating an entity that feeds on fear and grief. I don't remember it. Excuse me. Okay, we're down to number 12. So the next one is number 12. Legends of horror film category. This monster awakens every 23 years to feast for 23 days. At least it's limited. Known for its ability to regenerate by consuming human organs. That sounds nasty. Recognized by his sinister trench coat and hat. That is sinister. Often spotted driving a strange old-fashioned truck. That sounds interesting. But I don't think I ever saw these ones either. I think I was afraid to go to the horror movie. I think that's what it is. I don't know about you guys. But you're learning it now. His terrifying presence is underscored by the eerie song Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers series. This is indeed the Creeper. The Creeper is a unique horror villain who blurs the line between monster and predator with an iconic, chilling backstory. That's where the Creeper came from. Don't know it. Now, I know the next few, but I still didn't watch them because I think I was scared of it. We're on number 11. Number 11 known for putting his victims through deadly games. Hmm, that's fun. You met Elon? This guy puts his victims through deadly games. He claims he wants to help people appreciate life by testing their will to survive. Not physically violent, but psychologically terrifying. Often associated with a red tricycle riding puppet named Billy. Now that sounds scary. This guy is famous for the phrase, "I want to play a game." Anybody ever see this series? Looks familiar to me. Like, I probably still have dreams about this. This is Jigsaw. Jigsaw. It is from the Saw series, the John Kramer Saw. You've seen all those movies probably, or you've seen the advertisements for those movies. Jigsaw's philosophy brings a new psychological dimension to horror where survival depends on moral choices. Jigsaw. There you go. You probably remember the name, right? Jigsaw. You probably remember this name too. It might be the same thing. I'm going to give you the clue right off the bat. It's from the Hellraiser series. It's the leader of a group of sadistic beings known as the Cenobites. Originally human, they were transformed after opening a mysterious puzzle box. Known for his unsettling grid of pins in his head. That would be unsettling. He represents themes of pleasure and pain, blurring the line between the two. He's famous for saying, "We have such sights to show you." That sounds scary right there. Do you remember who this guy's called? I mean, what's he look like? What's his name look like? He's from the Hellraiser series. Who is this? You can tell we've all been asleep at the wheel the last 20 years. Probably longer than that. This is Pinhead. Of course, he's Pinhead. Pinhead is a symbol of dark allure, of forbidden experiences, creating a unique niche within horror. That is a unique niche. Now you may get this one. A masked killer who taunts his victims over the phone before attacking. It's the Scream series, so I think you've heard of the Scream series, and you might have even seen one. I've seen one or two. Changes identity with each film, as different characters assume the role. Combines slasher horror with satirical commentary on horror movie tropes. Huh, that sounds weird. Like the Airplane or the Police Academy. Known for the iconic line, "Do you like scary movies?" That's right. I think I remember that. Do you know who this guy's called, though, from the Scream series? I mean, you've seen the face. But what's he called? Pretty simple. This is Ghostface. Ghostface became an emblem of the modern slasher genre, blending horror with self-referential humor. Okay. There he is, Ghostface. That's him. Are we learning something? Okay. You all know the next one. So pay attention. He runs a secluded motel off the highway with his mother's help. He struggles with a split personality, often taking on his mother's persona. Infamously revealed in a twist involving a rocking chair. Oh, the fact that he had his mother's persona. He's known for an unsettling shower scene that changed the horror cinema. There you go. There's a head. That was an unsettling shower scene that did change the horror cinema, right? Based on a character inspired by real-life killer Ed Gein. Did you know that this was a real-life story? Holy smokes! Hey, thank you. Good to see you. We're doing horror films here right now, and this is indeed Norman Bates. This is from the Psycho series, they say, but there was one original film, and then I think they did a remake, right? Psycho. Norman Bates. Psychological horror. Very good, very good. Okay, next up, I think you'll know the next one as well. A doll possessed by the spirit of a serial killer. It's from a series called Child's Play. He unleashes terror despite his small size and toy appearance. He often delivers darkly humorous one-liners to his victims. That sounds dark. I don't know that I ever watched it. Yeah, Brenda, you know this. Known for his chilling line, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?" Chucky brought an eerie life to everyday objects, spawning a wave of killer toys themes in the horror. That doesn't sound good. I just had a political thought, but I'm gonna block it. There's a certain ex-press secretary that kind of looks like Chucky. It's not Sarah Palin. All right, I think you know the next one as well. We're getting down on the list, right? This is number 6, so we're doing a countdown, and we're getting all the way down to number 1. A demonic entity that awakens every 27 years to feed on children. That's dark. He often appears as a clown, but can shapeshift into any fear. He lures children with balloons and promises of floating. Who remembers the name of this character? Looking for the name of the character. He's known for his disturbing grin and signature line, "We all float down there." We all float down. Incorrect. It is not the Joker. Do you remember the name of this character? Not Wayne Gacy. Although if we were doing serial killers, which, hang on to that, because that might be an answer later on. The spin bonus track. Possibly. Originally adapted from Stephen King's novel, portrayed by 2 different actors, Pennywise is the name of the character. Pennywise taps into primal fears, especially, I don't know what this word is, Calrophobia. Is that clown? Fear of clowns? Making him one of the most memorable horror villains. Now you know the next one. A former psychiatrist with a taste for fine wine and fava-bean. Known for his terrifying intellect and manipulative charm, he helps the FBI catch other killers. He's recognized by his chilling stare and calm demeanor. That's the actor. You've got the actor now. What character's name? The character's name. We're doing the 20 most known horror villain characters. Who knows? And what was the movie? Who knows either the character or the movie? And Anthony Hopkins is indeed correct. An unforgettable performance as Mr. Who? Who was the character? Anybody remember? How about the movie? Surely you know the movie. This is Mr. Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal the Cannibal, of course. The Silence of the Lambs. Remember that? That was dark. Very dark. The Silence of the Lambs, right. All right. Now, I'm not sure I remember this one, but it is number 4 on our list. A chainsaw-wielding man who wears masks made of human skin. Part of a family of cannibalistic killers in rural Texas. Who knows the character's name on this? Known for his terrifying physicality and grotesque appearance. It is not Freddy. Keep that Freddy around. Inspired by real-life killer Ed Gaines. Made infamous by his chilling, wordless presence in his debut film. Ever remember this character? I did not. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw is the correct series. That's the name of the movie series. Texas Chainsaw Massacres, right? That's it. Oh, does anybody remember the character in that? No. Hang on to those answers, though, because we are getting down to the top 3 now. This is Leatherface. Leatherface introduced visceral horror with his chainsaw and human skin mask. A true icon of slasher terror. And next up, an escaped mental patient who returns to his hometown to stalk babysitters. He wears a hauntingly expressionless white mask. He's known for his slow, relentless approach and his silence. I do see the right answer on the board, but it was from the previous. He seems nearly indestructible. He always gets back up, even when he gets hit. Michael Moore. That's close. That's very close. Michael Moore is very close. And Freddie Mercury is a different category. Not this one. There you go, Brad. He hung on to that Michael Myers. Michael Myers set the gold standard for unstoppable silent killers, inspiring countless slasher films. We're down to the top 2. Top 2 horror villains. So I think you'll be able to get it. This next one's a hulking figure wearing a hockey mask and wielding a machete. He is from the Friday the 13th series. He's known to haunt Camp Crystal Lake, where he drowned as a child. Lots of clever answers, but you don't have the right one. He stalks and kills camp counselors, embodying the unstoppable force. His mother originally sought revenge before he continued the legacy. Yeah, Brenda. Go do. Or go do. Sorry about that. Go do. Who remembers Jason's last name? That's a hard one. Yes, indeed, this is Jason. Jason, anybody know? I doubt it. I doubt if anybody knows the last name. Going once, going twice. This is Jason Voorhees. Weird. Voorhees became the face of slasher films, solidifying horror fascination with masked, silent killers. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Jason Bateman. I think that's a good choice. All right. You know the next one. A burned figure with a bladed glove who stalks victims in their dreams. He's known for taunting humor and terrifying one-liners. Terrifying one-liners. You know, I don't think I watched these movies. He can only harm people while they're asleep, blending reality with nightmares. He wears a red and green striped sweater and fedora. Quite a look. he's got a stunning look. That's right. You guys all know this guy. It's from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. And yes, it is Mr. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger brought an imaginative twist to horror, redefining fear with his haunting intrusion into dreams. Mr. Freddy Krueger. Right, well, how'd you guys do with that little list of... seems like we were probably a little under 50%. Not batting that great. All right, well, next up is quite a bit easier. We're going to do the 20 most popular Halloween costumes. Halloween character, Halloween costumes. Yeah. Whatever that is. Let's go down here and grab the next video file with our robots. Give them a little oil, put a little paint in. And you know the rules. Robots paint, you guys guess. I give a few clues along the way. And we're going to do the 20 most popular Halloween character costumes in a countdown. So this is number 20. This might be the hardest one. Okay. A mystical character blending fantasy with a spooky twist. She wears a delicate fairy wings combined with eerie dark tones. So again, we're looking for the name of the character that would be your costume. The name of the costume, the name of the character. Resembles both a magical creature and something from a nightmare. Both. Weird. Inspired by fairy tale legends, but with a sinister gothic edge. This is the number 20 most popular costume. I guess a lot of teenage girls like this one. I don't know. Somebody likes it. Nick, good guess. No, it's not right. It's dark. It's a Halloween. I'd say these are all dark costumes. You know, a lot of people do funny things at it. These are all still kind of classic Halloween genre. Okay, Brenda, see you later. Thanks for coming. This is the Grim Fairy. So you learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. And you have a new costume now. This one's pretty cool. Modeled after vintage toys that seem just a bit too lifelike. Known for her unsettling cracked face makeup. So that's the key if you're going to do this costume. Dresses in old-fashioned clothing like a doll from another era. Cracked face. Old-fashioned clothing. Inspired by famous haunted dolls like Annabelle. Has a chilling stare that suggests she's more than just a toy. Yes, she is more than just a toy. Porcelain doll, that's kind of a good guess. Pelosi, definitely kind of a look-alike. This is known as the haunted doll. The haunted doll look. A great costume. Great costume for the future, I'd say. The haunted doll costume captures a sense of innocence twisted by darkness. So the hot haunted doll would be a good costume. We do have some the sexy version of the vampire and that sort of thing coming up. Sorry, the robots are trained by me. Not their fault. This is something a little different though, and I don't think the picture necessarily looks like the costume, but you should be able to get it. A legendary figure from a famous ghost story set in Sleepy Hollow. Who's the main character in Sleepy Hollow? Known for carrying a pumpkin or head under his arm. Typically wears a dark cloak and rides a ghostly steed. Strikes terror as a phantom figure without a head. Who knows this character? Inspired by Washington Irving's tale of Spectral Soldier. Yeah, Positive Troll has it. Go, 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 do. Sorry, I didn't begin. Do you prefer go do or go don't? Yes, indeed. This is the Headless Horseman, and the Headless Horseman brings an iconic folklore figure to life, blending myth with Halloween frights. There he is, the Headless Horseman. Only he has a skeleton, which I guess everybody's got to have a head. So, anyway, next up, a character from Greek mythology with an unusual hairstyle, known for turning people to stone with a single glance, often depicted with a crown of serpents as her hair. She requires green, scaly makeup, so keep that in mind, for a mythological look. She's recognizable as one of the 3 Gorgon sisters. Yeah, you guys got it. Very good. Not the werewolf, though. It kind of looks like a little bit. I'm not sure how you'd pull the hair thing off. Not sure how you do that. Excuse me. Yes, this is Medusa. You got it. Medusa embodies ancient mythology, adding a petrifying twist to the Halloween costume lore. Well, that was number 17. So we're going to be doing number 16 next. There she is, Medusa. Sexy Medusa. All right. Next up, inspired by spiritual and mythological practices. Originating in the Caribbean, or Caribbean if you prefer. Often adorned with bones, feathers, and tribal symbols. Known for invoking spirits and casting spells. Frequently portrayed with dark ritualistic makeup. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Oh, I got political. Sorry about that. Represents a blend of mysticism and cultural beliefs. Yeah, voodoo. Right. This is the voodoo priestess. The voodoo priestess costume combines mysticism with folklore, creating an aura of mysterious and magical. I didn't realize it was so popular. Number 16, the voodoo priestess. There you go. How about that? Okay, we're going to go get a few more standard costumes. Voodoo princess, though. Not bad. Big costume. Or, I'm sorry, priestess. Voodoo priestess. Next up, a hauntingly romantic twist on wedding attire. Often includes a tattered wedding dress or suit. This doesn't look like a tattered wedding dress or suit. Okay. Typically paired with skeleton makeup or body paint. Represents a till death do us part theme. Nice. That's nice. Inspired by the idea of love that transcends the grave. I don't know. I don't think the picture matches the description. Yeah, how'd you know that? Positive Troll, how'd you know the answer? Is that a popular costume? The Skeleton Bride. The costume offers a spooky yet sentimental twist, making it perfect for couples who love Halloween's darker side. There you go. Skeleton Bride. probably be able to do. A classic Halloween figure representing the embodiment of evil. Poor kids, what do you? Okay, no doubt. Known for red skin, horns, and a painted tail. I think we have the sexy version versus the regular version. This is optional male, female. May wear a cape or sleek dark clothing. Often wields a pitchfork to complete the look. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Inspired by depictions of Satan in folklore and literature. So look up your folklore to get the details of the costume correct. This indeed is the devil, or in this case, the sexy devil. Costume has been Halloween staple symbolizing the allure of rebellion and mischief. I didn't realize that. No. If you're a devil, you're doing it to rebel. Very good. There it is, the devil costume. We're down to number 13, the 13th most popular costume. Traditionally cheerful, but can easily turn sinister. Often features exaggerated makeup and a big red nose. I think the big red nose is optional. Known for its bright clothing and oversized shoes and props. Not this one though. This is a dark one. This is a dark version of the costume. Can range from circus-friendly to nightmare-inducing. I think we got the nightmare-inducing one. Yeah, you got it. You're gonna get all these, I think. You know them all. Inspired by both circus performers and horror clowns like Pennywise. The clown is versatile, spanning the spectrum from playful to terrifying, depending on the makeup scheme. Yes, indeed. I think we have one of the terrifying ones. We kind of have the sexy, scary. Wow. We covered them both. All right. Well, think of the other typical costumes. Number 12 embodies the spirit of adventure and rebellion on the high seas, often portrayed with an eye patch, tricorn hat, and hook hand. You don't need to do a real hook hand, just play hook hand. Known for saying phrases like "arg" and "shiver me timbers." I think I got that down right. Arg, shiver me timbers. Inspired by real life pirates and romanticized in pop culture. Often modeled after Captain Jack Sparrow and other iconic swashbucklers. Are you familiar with Blackbeard, where he puts the fuses in the beard? That would be cool, right? Put the firecrackers in the beard. That'd be nice. Yeah, sorry. I did train the robots, so I think they're doing a few of the sexy costume versions for now. I think it gets away from that. Sorry about that. I think I helped the robot choose the picture. Okay. Next up, personification of death, often clad in a dark hooded robe. Wields a large scythe. How do you pronounce that? Scythe? Scythe. As the primary tool. Known for his or her silent, ominous presence. I think this is the last of the sexy costumes. Well, but this isn't really Death, right? Oh, Death's one name, but who's the character that brings death? There you go. There you go. Yes, indeed. This is the sexy Grim Reaper costume. A timeless symbol of mortality, bringing a classic chill to Halloween. Good. Good, good, good. Sky's the limit. Maybe we'll do Halloween week sometime. We'll do lots more. All right, next up, though. We're down to number 10. We've only got 10 left, and this is the top 10 costumes. So I'm surprised this one's on the top 10 list, but here you go. Known for his chaotic, untamed look, often involving wild hair. Well, I'd say this is the wildest hair. Frequently seen in a lab coat with test tubes or beakers. Blends elements of genius and madness in the appearance. That's a little hard to get from the image. You have to listen to the clues I've been giving. Blends elements of genius and madness. Inspired by characters like Dr. Frankenstein, often seen as the creator of strange experiments and monsters. This is known as a... What would be a costume you might do? This is a mad scientist, believe it or not. The mad scientist costume captures the thrill of discovery gone awry, adding a dose of sci-fi to Halloween. And I guess he does have the lab coat, so we got that part. And he does look mad. So we got the mad and the lab coat. So we got that. He's carrying a beaker. I think he's got it. All right, next up, a simple yet classic Halloween look involving a pumpkin theme. Often includes an actual pumpkin. Paired with orange and autumn-themed clothing. That's important. Gotta complete the look. Known for its ties to harvest festivals and Halloween traditions. Anybody know what this is called? I think there's like a character name for this, isn't there? Yeah. Pumpkin Jack. Okay, maybe so. Maybe so. The Legend of the Pumpkin King. I think the character that I'm thinking of is named Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead connects Halloween to its autumnal roots, creating a look that both is festive and eerie. Yeah, I think from the Tim Burton line. Any character from Tim Burton is a great Halloween costume. Let's face facts. Well, I think the next one might venture back into the sexy realm. but offbeat. Not your typical sexy. A Halloween staple inspired by ancient Egypt. Known for being wrapped head to toe in bandages. Represents figures preserved for centuries in tombs. Usually depicted with tattered, dusty wrapping. So there's a little detail. You gotta make your wrappings dirty. You gotta tatter them and make them dirty. They don't stay on as good then, right? Inspired by the classic monster films and tales of cursed pharaohs. Yes, indeed, this is the mummy costume. The mummy costume is timeless, bringing historical intrigue to Halloween with a touch of ancient mystery. The mummy. Very good. It is the sexy costume. People like that. All right, we're down to number 7. That was number 8. down to some really classic costumes. Often portrayed with a full body suit resembling bones, representing a spooky yet simple depiction of human form. Can range from detailed face paint to full skeletal outfits. Full skeletal outfits. I like when I want to see that. Often thought of as dancing skeletons or those from haunted graves. That's kind of a scary looking guy, I don't know. He's got a good mask, right? Maybe you gotta have a good mask. A classic Halloween symbol that's easy to recognize. This is simple. This is not anybody special. It is just the skeleton. The skeleton is a Halloween classic that celebrates the macabre, embracing both life and death in its simplicity. Yes, indeed. And we're down to number 6. We're now going to do the 6 most popular Halloween costumes. Probably I should add the words of all time, because nowadays kids want to do different stuff, right? But these are the 6 top ones of all time. Known for transforming under a full moon. Typically depicted with sharp fangs and claws and a lot of fur. Often wears torn clothes from a sudden transformation. I hate those sudden transformations. They catch you by surprise. I know when it happens to me. My clothes are a mess. You got it. Balances between human and beast, cursed with a dual nature. Yes, indeed they are. Inspired by classic legends and movies like An American Werewolf in London. Now, did you guys ever see that movie? It's pretty old, but I remember seeing that. And that was pretty gross. The opening scene where the murder is just horrible. Yeah. The werewolf costume taps into folklore, symbolizing the struggle between humanity and animal instinct. The werewolf. Pretty good one. Good mask, right? Okay, top 5. Next up. Known as a creation brought to life by electricity. Has green skin typically. Neck bolts. Gotta put on the neck bolts. And a stiff, lumbering walk. Gotta walk right. Gotta get the walk down. Often confused with his creators. His creator is Dr. Frankenstein. He wears tattered clothing and a scarred, stitched appearance. You gotta get the stitches right. You gotta get them stitches. Inspired by Mary Shelley's novel, making him a Halloween classic. Frankenstein's monster is a symbol of humanity's attempt to control life. Now, does anybody know the story behind Mary Shelley's novel? That was written during a time of no summer. It was cloudy for like 3 years. Did you know that? And what was it from? She wrote this dark novel because she was in a dark state of mind. It was the eruption of Mount Tambora down in Indonesia. And it was what, in the 1800s something. Anyway, little known fact here on Quick Bite History Live. Okay, last 4. Classic costumes. A timeless Halloween costume that can be as simple as a white sheet. I like this costume because it is pretty simple. This one's better. The one that's being depicted is a better job. Represents a spirit of the departed and depicted as floating. Now, how do you pull that off? How do you pull off the floating thing? Variations range from spooky to humorous, bedsheet ghosts. Yeah, sorry. I do give away the answer sometimes. Frequently associated with the haunted houses and the eerie sound. A versatile look that instantly is recognizable and easy to create. So there's the key to this costume. You know, if you've gone too long, you can't decide, you got one costume, you don't like the way it looks on you. This is the go-to the ghost costume. It brings the supernatural to life, embodying Halloween's ties to the spirit world. The ghost. We are doing some classic costumes, I'll tell you. We don't want it to be hard. Next up, known for its staggering, slow walk and undead appearance. Often depicted with torn clothes, exposed wounds, and a blank stare. Usually portrays someone recently risen from the grave. Inspired by popular media like the Night of the Living Dead. There you go, you got it. You got it. This is a pretty popular costume, right? Yeah. Recognizable by its appetite for brains and a decaying look. The classic zombie has become a staple of modern horror, embodying fears of plague and loss of control. Yeah, there's a lot of zombie shows. A lot of movies, a lot of TV shows. Zombie apocalypse. All right, we're down to the two most popular costumes. I bet you can guess what they are already. Number 2. A creature of the night, often with pale skin and fangs. I think that makes it pretty easy. Known to wear dark, elegant clothing and a flowing cape. You got to wear a flowing cape. It has a taste for blood and avoids the sunlight. Yeah. This is the semi-sexy vampire. Not really sexy. Okay. Often inspired by characters like Dracula. Romantic yet deadly. Romantic yet deadly. I like that. Popularized by Gothic literature and film. There she is. She is a vampire. The vampire merges horror with allure. Horror with allure. I like that. Adding elegance to the monstrous world of Halloween. So it's kind of a toss-up for me about my favorite costumes for ladies. It could be a vampire from the allure standpoint, but I like that doll one. I like that. The antique doll, haunted doll, yes, or the dark clown. Anyway, here we are. The final, most popular costume is, of course, known for her pointed hat, flowing robes, and a broomstick. Often depicted with a cauldron and potions for casting spells. Usually associated with black cats and Halloween night. A long-standing symbol of magic, mystery, and Halloween. Yes, indeed. The most popular costume. And I think that's definitely true still, isn't it? That's still the most popular costume. Recognizable by her iconic laugh and double toil and trouble vibe. I like that. The witch. The classic witch. is Halloween's ultimate character, symbolizing magic and mystery that's central to the holiday lore. All right. Well, that was pretty darn fun for a Halloween evening. All right. Well, whoever wants to stick around for a bonus round, we're going to do a bonus round, and that'll go back to more of our typical shows that are a little harder. We're going to do 10 most infamous criminals and 10 cops that catch the criminals. The cops would be TV and movie cops. So it's kind of fun. So if you want to stick around, we're going to do one more, and we'll just get going. So again, you know the rules. Robots do the painting. You guys do the guessing. I give a few clues along the way. Now we're kind of back to the start easy, get harder category. Most infamous criminals. This individual was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1899 to Italian immigrant parents. He rose to prominence during the Prohibition era, leading a criminal empire in Chicago. He is known for his ruthless tactics. He was involved in the infamous St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Despite his criminal activities, he was ultimately convicted for tax evasion in 1931. Anybody know who this is? Anybody got a guess? Most infamous criminals. This is number 1 on our list. His nickname was Scarface, a moniker derived from a facial scar he received in a bar fight. That's cool. That's kind of cool. That's a tough guy. Anybody remember? This is Al Capone, of course. He was one of the most notorious gangsters in American history. He controlled the Chicago outfit. All right, let's get a little darker with this next one. Most infamous criminals. This individual was a neuroscience graduate student before committing his crimes. He meticulously planned an attack on a public venue, buying weapons and ammunition over several months. Anybody remember who this is? He dyed his hair bright orange and referred to himself as the Joker. Anybody remember? Pretty bad. He was responsible for the mass shooting during a midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises. Anybody remember who this is? This is Mr. James Holmes. James Holmes committed the Aurora movie theater shooting in 2012, killing 12 people and injuring 70 others. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. James Holmes. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. We are doing infamous criminals here on this Halloween special. And this guy's dark. And I'll tell you, I remember this. This individual had a troubled childhood and was heavily influenced by his cousin, a Vietnam War veteran. He was a notorious serial killer, rapist, and burglar, active primarily in California, and primarily in Southern California. And I lived down in the South Orange County. I remember when this guy was loose, people were locking their doors in the middle of the summer. You're English. Ah, very cool. Well, this guy was known as the Night Stalker. So he had kind of a dark. And him and his cousin killed a bunch of people. And everybody, this is when I was growing up, everybody locked their windows and doors for like several months. It was scary because he was just randomly breaking into people's houses and killing them. Totally random. So it was, you'd get off the freeway and pick a house and do it. Oh, Richard Ramirez was his name. Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker. He was convicted of 13 murders and numerous other crimes. Somebody shanked him in prison in 2013, so he's no longer with us. Next up is a fairly famous one. This individual studied psychology and was known for his charm and intelligence. He escaped from custody twice before his final capture. His crimes spanned multiple states in the United States during the 1970s. He often used a fake injury or impersonated authority figures to lure his victims. He was a notorious serial killer executed in Florida in 1989. And his name is synonymous with handsome killer. Yeah, you got it. Everybody's getting it. Good job, everybody. Yeah, this is Mr. Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was an American serial killer who confessed to 30 homicides across 7 states. His manipulative charm and good looks masked his deadly intentions. So yeah, he lured lots of young ladies. Didn't he have like a Volkswagen? I can't remember that. I'm not sure. Next up, this guy's a baddie. This individual was described as a loner with a fascination for mass shootings. He lived in Newtown, Connecticut with his mother. He committed a horrendous act of violence in 2012. His crime led to a nationwide debate on gun control and mental health. Anybody remember this guy's name? He was the one that was responsible for the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting, killing 26 people, including 20 children. Not a good guy. Anybody remember his name? Going once. Going twice. Adam Lanza. Adam Lanza carried out the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting, one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. He killed his mother before attacking the school, and then he took his own life. Adam Lanza. There he is. Next up, number 6. This individual committed his crime in 1971 and remains unidentified to this day. So this is just like a sketch. He hijacked a commercial airliner and demanded $200,000 in ransom. After receiving the ransom, he parachuted out of the plane and vanished. His daring escape took place over the Pacific Northwest. This is not the Zodiac Killer. His daring escape took, I already told you that. He's known by the media as D.B. Cooper, although that's not his real name, I don't think. His case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in FBI history. So anyway, D.B. Cooper is the alias of an unidentified man who hijacked a Northwest Orient Airlines in 1971. I remember this in the news. Despite extensive searches and investigation, his fate remains unknown. There were a lot of legends of people finding the money in a creek bed or something like that. Anyway, next up, this guy's a baddie. This individual exhibited disturbing behaviors from a young age, including interest in dead animals. He committed his first murder shortly after graduating from high school. Wow. Anybody remember who this is? He committed his first murder shortly after graduating from high school. His crimes involved necrophilia, cannibalism, and preserving body parts. Sicko. He was active primarily in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Gotta stay away from there. During the late 1980s and early 90s. Yeah, you got it. You know who this is. Hey, yeah, he used to go by just his last name, right? I think they got him in prison too, didn't they? Known as the Milwaukee Cannibal. He was arrested in 1991 after a would-be victim escaped. Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was an American serial killer and sex offender and murdered 17 young men and boys. He was killed by a fellow inmate in 1994. Yeah, he didn't last too long in the pit. We've got a couple more. We got, 3 more. Number 8. This individual was a decorated Gulf War veteran before turning to terrorism. He held strong anti-government views and was influenced by the Waco siege and the Ruby Ridge incidents. His act of terrorism occurred on April 19th, 1995. Everybody remember who this is? Or the major crime? He used a truck bomb to carry out his attack. Anybody remember? He was responsible for the Oklahoma City bombing, which killed 168 people and injured over 600 others. Anybody remember? What's his name? Going once, going twice. Timothy McVeigh. Timothy McVeigh was executed in 2001 for his role in the Oklahoma City bombing, the deadliest act of domestic terrorism in U.S. history until 9/11. There you go, Timothy McVeigh. Last couple. We got 2 more. This individual was a mathematics prodigy who graduated from Harvard at the age of 20. Get that. He became a recluse living in a remote cabin in Montana. He conducted a nationwide bombing campaign against modern technology and industrial society. Remember who this is? His manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future, was published by major newspapers. Remember that? They all published it trying to keep him from bombing anybody else. He's known as the Unabomber. The Unabomber was captured in 1996 after his brother recognized his writing style. How about that? Do you remember his name? Who knows his name? The Unabomber. Anybody know? This is Ted Kaczynski. Ted Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for his 17-year mail bombing campaign that killed 3 people, and it did injure 23 others. Mr. Ted Kaczynski. Okay, you'll know this one, I believe. This individual was a celebrated NFL running back and Heisman Trophy winner. He transitioned to a successful acting career, starring in films like the Naked Gun series. Who knows? In 1994, he was involved in a highly publicized car chase in a white Ford Bronco. You remember that? That was hilarious. His trial was dubbed the trial of the century, with widespread media coverage. Yeah, that's right. You got that one. You know that. OJ's even known over in the United Kingdom. He was captured. He was acquitted for the murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman. A little aside, I went to high school with Nicole Brown Simpson at Denny Hills High School in Dana Point, California, class of 1976. definitely our most famous graduate. OJ was acquitted, but he did end up getting in a little trouble after that. All right, those were our criminals. That was pretty dark for a Halloween special. Sorry if those were too dark for you. But now we have a little more fun. We have famous TV and movie cops. Famous TV and movie cops. We got 10 of them. So we'll be done in no time. And remember, we do the painting, you do the guessing. I give some clues along the way, if you can get them. This detective always wears a rumpled trench coat. He has a fondness for cigars and drives a battered old Peugeot. Good guess. Wrong. This is going back a ways. This is like 1970s. His seemingly absent-minded demeanor hides a sharp intellect. He often says, just one more thing, when interrogating suspects. The character's name is synonymous with the iconic 1970s-80s TV show. Yeah, you know it. Go do. That's right. This is Columbo. Peter Falk portrayed the iconic role of Lieutenant Columbo, a detective with unique approach to solving crimes that often caught suspects off guard. Columbo. We're doing famous TV or movie cops. I think you'll get the next one. This one's kind of fun. This team of detectives works for a mysterious, unseen boss. The series features 3 women with various undercover assignments. Hey, Siri, shut up. That was funny. Their boss communicates through a speakerphone and is never fully seen, not like Siri. Oh, sorry, Siri. Okay, Siri, you can say goodnight. That's right, this is Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels starred Jacqueline Smith, Kate Jackson, and Farrah Fawcett as private investigators working for the elusive Charlie Townsend. And Siri wanted to get involved in that one. Uh-oh, I just evoked her name again. So the new one, when they come out with the new intelligence and stuff Apple does, who knows? Man, you have to put a bag over her head. All right, next up, famous cops. This character is known for his tough street smarts and no-nonsense attitude. He joined the team in the 2nd season of the show. The character is portrayed by a famous rapper turned actor. Who knows? Anybody remember? Big TV show, still on. It's still on. He partners with John Munch on a long-running police procedural. I love that term, police procedural. This character is from Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Do I know who this is? Rapper. He's a rapper. He's kind of an old rapper now. Didn't he have like a reality show with his young wife? I think so. Who is this? This is Ice-T. Ice-T. Ice-T is Detective Finn Tutuola. There you go. Law and Order, SVU, since the year 2000. Yeah, Ice-T. Next up, famous cops. This character is known for his deadpan delivery and dedication to the facts. Just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. The show is famous for its documentary-style format and realistic portrayal of police work. This is an old show. The character's catchphrase is just the facts, ma'am. I did that for you. He works for the Los Angeles Police Department. And who knows the show or the character or the actor? We want to know the actor, the character, and the show. Anybody remember? I'll start giving them away here. This was from the TV show Dragnet. Dragnet was the name of the show. And the actor was Mr. Jack Webb. Jack Webb. Anybody remember the character from Dragnet played by Jack Webb? His name was Sergeant Joe Friday. Sergeant Joe Friday. No nonsense, just the facts, man. There he is. I could kind of remember that. All right, we got 5 more, I think. You'll know this one, I think. This character is known for his dramatic removal of sunglasses. He leads a team of crime scene investigators in a major U.S. city. His one-liners often precede the show's iconic theme song. The character is a former bomb squad officer. Anybody remember the actor, the character, or the show? The show is CSI Miami. Okay, CSI Miami. Remember that? Anybody know? Anybody know who this is? This is not Shaft. The music's kind of like Shaft. Anyway, David Caruso. You remember how soon we forget? How soon we forget? David Caruso as Lieutenant Horatio Kane. Horatio Kane. CSI Miami. How soon we forget? How long ago has that been? Seems like yesterday. Seems like yesterday. Now, this is a fairly big actor who played a really cool part in a movie way back in the day. This character is based on a real-life New York Police Department officer. He is known for his whistleblowing on police corruption. The story was adapted into a film in the early 1970s. Pretty famous movie. I think it might have won some Academy Awards. Now, the picture is a little abstract, so I'm going to help you here. This actor is Al Pacino. And Al Pacino played somebody in this movie. You remember the movie? This is way back there. I don't think you remember. The character's name was Frank Serpico, and the movie was called Serpico. Serpico. Gritty New York. It was one of the first ones in a genre. Anyway. Kind of an abstract picture by the robots on this one. Anyway, that was kind of hard. Okay. Well, let's get a little easier with the last few here. This character is known for his bumbling yet well-meaning nature. He stars in a TV show that parodies police procedurals. The show, we're looking for either the actor or the character. The show was later adapted into a successful film series. So it was a TV show first, and then it became a film series. You guys remember? Anybody remember any of the names? The show, the series, The TV show, the movie series, the actor, the character, anything. I'll take anything. The character is from the TV show Police Squad and the Naked Gun films. And anybody remember the actor's name by chance? No. Going once. Yeah, Naked Gun. Correct. Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen is the actor, and he played Detective Frank Draven. That might be hard for the word. Okay. We're down to the last three. Let's do a female. This character is one of the first prominent female detectives on television. She worked undercover for LAPD's Criminal Conspiracy Unit. Back in the day, there used to be all these LAPD shows. Because, it's Hollywood, and everything's filmed there, so that was easier, right? It's not the case anymore, is it? No, it is not. The show aired in the 1970s and was a groundbreaking role for women in law enforcement. Remember the actor, the character, or the TV show? The character is often seen going undercover in various disguises. Wow. Well, anyway, this character is from a TV show called Policewoman. Kind of descriptive. Not very inventive, not very clever. That wouldn't get very many views on YouTube. Policewoman. Come on. This is Angie Dickinson. Angie Dickinson, and her character's name was Sergeant Pepper Anderson. Sergeant Pepper Anderson, Angie Dickinson. She was quite the sex symbol back in the day. Yeah, Stuart. Stuart's here. He knew. Okay, last two of the evening here. This character is known for his tough, no-nonsense approach to law enforcement. He operates in San Francisco and often deals with violent criminals. His catchphrase involves questioning if his adversary feels lucky. Yes. You got it, Stuart. But how about who's the character that we're looking for? Or the film series? Same thing. He is portrayed by a legendary actor famous for westerns and action films, which you already know. And yes, it is the Dirty Harry film series. And who remembers the actual name of Mr. Dirty Harry? Yeah. There you go. Dirty Harry Callahan. Inspector Callahan. Feeling lucky, punk? San Francisco. It was a good series of films, right? Classic. It's the kind of one where you'd watch it like many times. Definitely. All right, last one of the evening. This character is known for his nervous and bumbling personality. He serves as deputy in a small fictional town. Remember this? His superior is the calm and competent Sheriff Andy Taylor. The show is a classic sitcom from the 1960s, way back. Anybody remember the TV show or the actor or the character? This was the Andy Griffith Show. The Andy Griffith Show. Fairly classic character. Many years, and certainly a classic actor. Anybody know? Going once. Going twice. This is Mr. Don Knotts. Don Knotts. And his character was Deputy Barney Fife. Classic character. All right, we made it through the evening there, guys. We kind of went all around the world there. We did horror film villains. We did the easiest one was probably the costumes, Halloween costumes. We did criminals, and now we did TV cops. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate that, and I will say goodnight. Hope you guys have a good one. Thank you again for hanging out, and we do this every Wednesday for sure, and sometimes we do it on Sundays. So take it easy. I think we're going to do it this Sunday, so maybe I'll.